updates. We have, I should say, the first thing, the CAD team met, and I went along and had a meeting with the commissioners. It was a good meeting. They had a lot of good questions. The CAD team is still, I'll let Joe report on that later in the agenda, what's going on with it. We still have, a lot of questions of which direction we're going to ask the commissioners to go forward with the money that they have. They've asked us, and where we're at is to go back and reprice and look at what it's going to be per political subdivision. Joe and I had a meeting with Mark Busto last week looking at the Red Center funding and their budgetary process and how they do it since they've been doing it successfully since 1985. We had some, I think, some really good ideas the three of us talked about, and moving forward in that direction, going back to our original plan of the Council of Governments, running a centralized dispatch center for Stark County. It was reported, I believe, that, and I just saw Warren walking in, but I believe the city of Canton and the sheriff's office, I think I said at that meeting, we have a large opportunity right now that if we're going to make this happen, it's the time to do it, or we're never going to get it done. I think the new safety director and the new sheriff are much more bought into this project than what we've had in the past. So that's going well. This morning, as we're trying to put together this plan, and when you put together a plan with numbers and present it to Commissioner Burnaby, you better be ready to have some numbers. So we're looking at every avenue. I did meet with the Logic Board and invited me over today to give them an update of where we were at and what the governance board's direction's going. We've got a pretty good indication from them. They felt that the best way for the Red Center to move, and this was good that I did go because it's a little different than I anticipated happening, but I think it'll work well. And Chief Burgesser and Major Brink were both there. They talked about doing pretty much the same transition as what Plain did. Plain moved in here with their dispatching, still kept their same funding mechanism, everything as Plain Township trustees were paying them. And that would be the plan for the Red Center, to move the Red Center into either here or 30th Street, one of those two buildings from Joe's original plan. They would still stay as part of Logic. They would still get paid by Logic, and everything would go as it is. It would just be a matter of moving them from one building to another, and then eventually, when SCOG takes over, they would then become part of the SCOG employees. The questions came up about unions and bargaining issues, and I think we've addressed those over and over. It's really going to be up to when the SCOG would take over that group of individuals. They would have to decide which union they wanted to have bargains for them. It's not really our job to go out and find their unions. So